One. Hi, Natalie. Thanks for coming in today. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. I wanted to chat with you about some concerns I've been having. Is this still a good time for us to talk?
Yeah, I guess. What is this about exactly? I have a lot of work to get back to.
I understand you're busy, and I won't keep you longer than necessary. I've noticed during our recent department meetings that you've been expressing a lot of frustration about the workplace. I want to understand what's going on from your perspective because your input is very valuable to me.
Well, yeah, I'm frustrated. Who wouldn't be? We're all doing the work of two or three people. I'm constantly staying late, covering shifts that aren't mine, and doing jobs that weren't part of what I signed up for. Just yesterday, I had to cover the dish station and then help with meal prep. It's exhausting, and honestly, I'm at my breaking point.
That sounds incredibly difficult, Natalie. I completely understand that frustration. The staffing shortage has put an enormous strain on everyone, including myself. Many nights I'm up worrying about how we'll cover all of the necessary roles. I want you to know that I've been advocating to upper management for increased wages to help with recruitment, but unfortunately, that request was denied. I presented data showing our turnover rates and the costs associated with constantly training new staff, but they're firm on their budget restrictions.
So we just have to deal with it? That's not fair to any of us. Everyone's burning out. Sarah's crying in the break room last week. People are taking more sick days because they're genuinely getting ill from the stress. How are we supposed to keep this up?
You're right that the situation isn't fair. I see the toll it's taking on everyone, and it concerns me both professionally and personally. And I value your hard work tremendously. You're one of our strongest team members. You consistently step up when needed, and your attention to detail with patient dietary requirements has prevented several potential issues. That's actually part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you today. While I understand your frustration, some of the comments made during these meetings and to coworkers are affecting team morale.
I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Someone has to speak up, right? If I don't say anything, nothing will change.
I appreciate your honesty, and your concerns are absolutely valid. What I'm hoping we can discuss is how we express those concerns. When negative comments are made repeatedly in group settings, it tends to bring down the entire team's energy and productivity. For instance, when you mentioned last week that this place is falling apart and nobody cares, I noticed several team members became visibly discouraged.
I didn't realize it was affecting everyone that much. I just feel like somebody needs to speak up about how bad things are. It feels like I'm the only one willing to say the truth sometimes.
Your willingness to speak up shows how much you care about your work and this department. That's admirable. I agree that we need open communication about the challenges we're facing. What if we set up a more structured way to address concerns? Perhaps you and I could meet regularly to discuss issues, and then we can work together on solutions to bring to the team or to upper management. This way, your insights get the focused attention that they deserve.
That might work. At least then I feel like someone's listening. But what about all the immediate problems? We're short staffed again this weekend, and I'm already scheduled for a double shift on Saturday.
That's a fair question. For immediate concerns, I'm working on a revised scheduling system that distributes the extra shifts more evenly. I've also requested temporary help from other departments for non-specialized tasks. About this weekend specifically, would it help if I came in to assist during the busiest hours on Saturday? I could cover the dish station so you can focus on your primary responsibilities.
You would do that? That would actually help a lot. I didn't expect that.
Absolutely. I'm part of this team too, and I won't ask my staff to shoulder burdens I'm not willing to take on myself. Now, about our regular check-ins, I am listening and I value your input. You have great insights into our operations. Would a bi-weekly check-in work for you? And in the meantime, could we agree that when you have concerns, you'll bring them to me directly rather than expressing them in ways that might affect your coworkers?
Yeah, I can do that. I guess I didn't think about how my venting was impacting everyone else. We're all just trying to get through this. Sometimes it just feels good to vent, but I can see how it might make things worse for everyone.
And I completely understand the need to vent. This job can be incredibly stressful, especially under current conditions. Would it help if we set up a suggestion box where people can anonymously share frustrations? Sometimes just getting thoughts on paper can be therapeutic. Or perhaps we could dedicate the first 5 minutes of staff meetings as a structured time to share challenges, followed by a focus on solutions.
The suggestion box might be good, and maybe having a specific time in meetings for concerns would help too. At least then I wouldn't feel like I need to bring things up randomly.
Exactly. We're all in this together, and I'm committed to making things better, even with the constraints we're under. Maybe you could even help me brainstorm some non-monetary ways we might improve morale. Given your connection with the team, you might have insights that I don't.
I could probably think of a few things. Maybe a more flexible scheduling system would help everyone feel less trapped. Also, perhaps we could rotate the less desirable tasks so no one person gets stuck with them all the time. And then simple things like making sure the break room has decent coffee might help. It sounds small, but little comforts can make a difference when everything else is stressful.
Those are excellent suggestions, Natalie. I especially like the idea of rotating the less desirable tasks. That's something we could implement immediately. And I'll speak with administration about a small budget for break room improvements. I'd love to explore these ideas further in our first check-in. Could we set that for next Tuesday morning? I'll block off 30 minutes where we won't be interrupted.
Tuesday works for me. I'm on the early shift that day.
Perfect. Thank you for being so open to this conversation. I really do value you as an employee, and I want to make sure you feel heard while also maintaining a positive environment for the whole team. Your experience and perspective are assets to this department.
Thanks for not shutting me down or writing me up. I was worried when you called me and that I was in trouble. I'll try and be more mindful about how I express my frustration. I appreciate you offering to help this weekend. That means a lot.
You're welcome. And this wasn't about reprimanding you, it was about finding a better way forward together. And please know my door is always open if you need to talk, even outside our scheduled meetings. We'll get through this challenging period together. Before you go, is there anything else you'd like to discuss today?
No, I think we covered everything. I actually feel better already, just knowing there's a plan. Thanks for listening.
Of course. Thank you for your honesty and willingness to work on this together. I'll see you tomorrow and I'll have that revised schedule ready by the end of the day.